Hello, and welcome to another video. In this video, I am sharing a few of the things that I brought while I was on holidays in Adelaide. Sharing some of the sketches that I did while I was over there. The first one was obviously a pen in ink bird, and this one was a little watercolor piece I did with my graphite pens and the pencils, and one ink pencil in the color fuchsia. And I also wanted to show off that my drink happened to match the colors almost. That is because it is a beetroot hot chocolate, which sounds very interesting, but you can't really taste the beetroot, and it's just a really nice mix. It is from TK Maxx if anyone is interested in buying that. But as what I brought, I went specifically looking for two things and came out with a bit more, as is often the case with supply shopping. Now I got two Strathmore sketchbooks, one watercolor. Now I was not looking for a watercolor sketchbook, I have enough, but I have wanted to try Strathmore for a while, just in comparison to other papers. And I did like the way that this cold press dimpled, as I'm trying to show, but it's not focusing. But it dimples in quite a specific way that I wanted to test out. I was looking for honed paper, specifically like tan colors, because I want to do some botanicals. And I thought they'd look really good, as in botanical sketches. I thought they'd look really good on brown paper. Um, so I did go looking for that. Um, I also got this cyanotyping kit. Now, this was a bit of a random buy. I have wanted to do cyanotyping again for ages. I did it once in high school and really enjoyed it, and I've seen a lot of other people doing it, but I just haven't got around to it until I was in Port Adelaide and I saw this kit, and it has pretty much everything you need to do your own cyanotyping. So it felt like fate. So I picked that one up and I can't wait to use it. It is from a brand that I'd never heard of before called Print Art Read, which is a Dutch brand, and they pretty much exclusively do cyanotyping kits. They also do Van Dyke Brown kits, but it's the same idea. You mix some chemicals together and you get a, would you call it a dye? You get a dye that you can apply to paper, fabric, those sort of things. You put something on it to blot out a certain area, and then you let it sun dry. Sun color? I don't know. But yeah, no, that will be very, very fun to get to. I also brought some Jasarts colored pencils. Now, these were also on sale, so they seemed like a bargain. So I got these 3 packs in the tropical, love, and neon because I already have their ocean colors, their skin tones, and their pastel range. So the tropical have a few really nice brights to add to that mix. The love has a bunch of lovely colors and your pinks and reds with a few orangey hues there. And they're really nice, creamy pencils. They're not light fast. They're not, the best quality in the world, but I do really like Jasarts color pencils. I also like their watercolor pencils, and I like their watercolor paint pans. I have a soft spot for them. They're not the greatest, but I do really like Jasarts. They've also got neons. Now, each one of the neons sort of doubles up, so there's two. But I really do like bright colors, so I'll definitely be using those as like a bit of pop of fun. Now these will be like sketchbook drawings and whatnot, just scribbles for when I'm feeling like I need to let loose and not use anything too special. Now the Derwent Graphite extra large blocks, these were another specific purchase. I want to do some more graphite work in graphite, and I have, specific ideas for how to make the shine of the graphite work for me, um, and make it shiny on purpose. And I thought having these extra large blocks would be a good difference to pencils, and so I could combine them together to get different effects. I'm not really sure how to use these yet, but I'll definitely mess around with it, and hopefully I'll get there. So yes, that and the toned paper were my yes, I want to buy these specific art supplies, and the rest were sort of uh, accidents picked up along the way. Now these abstract, innovative acrylic from Sennelier were new. They're new to the shop that I picked them up in. I don't know if they're new overall, but I've never seen them before. Um, and they basically are like um, thick acrylic paint that you kind of pipe out almost. So I got the silver, gold, and Titanic. Titanic? Sorry, titanium white. I think the Titanic white would be a very different color. Um, but for each one of these, the first little squeeze out came out in a very uh, big burst. It was very lot. Um, so that is something to keep in mind. But when I used it like a second time, they didn't have the same thing. So I don't know whether it's just the first one. But it has been a little while since I used it, so maybe between like large uses, the first squeeze you'll have to do um, elsewhere and not onto your project. But they are pretty fun. I, I like sort of squeezing it out, and so you could definitely do some interesting things with these. Um, Now I got the titanium white because I thought that would be like a good base. So if I want anything thick along the way, but I realize, oh, I want it in a different color. White is something that is usually pretty easy to paint over. And it also was the one that had the best coverage when, painting it out a bit thicker, as you'll see in a sec. It definitely actually painted down compared to the two iridescents that really just sort of spread. Now, obviously, doing, I wouldn't be using these to paint. They're a specific purpose, but it is something to keep in mind. As you can see, when they're dry, they are very, very stable, very thick, and yeah, they will be a lot of fun to add to my acrylic and mixed media pieces. But yeah, that is pretty much all. I know that I said that I'm going to, try not to buy things, because there is definitely a bit of an overconsumption crisis, I think, happening. Not that I judge other people, but in my own life, I know that I have brought more supplies than I need. And I have backtracked on this a little bit. However, they will be used, they will be loved. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.